The Australian Diamonds are widely regarded as one of the most successful teams in the history of netball, and in 2024 they were at their rampant best, winning the Netball World Cup in 2023, Constellation Cup 2023, Nations Cup in 2024. They had won everything there is to win. This is not only how New Zealand climbed the mountain, but planted their flag at the top. New Zealand's zone defence is bound by these three principles: control the centre of the court to force long balls, anticipate the offence, and communication is key. The first key principle that New Zealand implements is to jam up and control the centre of the court. This frustrates the offence and makes them either throw reset passes backwards or throw long passes forwards. A long pass forwards is a terrible throw to make because long passes mean the ball is in the air for a longer period of time. This time gives the defenders time to intercept that ball, which is dangerous because defenders are usually looking forwards to where passes are thrown anyway. And you see this in every sport. Look at AFL and more viciously in NFL. So to have your teammates not end up in this situation, don't throw loopy long balls. The second key principle is to anticipate the offense. We need to read where the passer is going to throw to and then pressure that ball. On this play here, watch the wing defense. Off the center pass, she's going to read the play and try and get a great intercept. And this field vision is just so similar to how Bowden Barrett can read the game as well. Just go for that intercept. Big time players make big time plays. Again, this second key principle is just all about pressure. Pressure that ball passer, pressure your opponent. It's so easy to catch a ball without pressure. In cricket, that's literally why they call it a sitter, because you can sit down and catch that ball. Big time play from that security guard. Same transferable principle in rugby. Imagine trying to catch a high ball as an English defender with a springbok running at you. That is a lot of pressure. Now the final part of anticipating the offense is going to be hedging. Hedging is partially committing to one player while deterring a pass to an open man. Here we see that really well done on this soccer throw-in. And we're going to see it again from this Silver Ferns keeper. Here she nearly gets a touch but pressures the offense a ton. Now this third key principle, communication is key. Very understated, but you don't want to look like these two silly tennis players when you're out there on the court. So now that we've nailed those three key principles, we're going to go to the clipboard and see where these New Zealand Ferns go. I've put in some Subway Surfers because I know that our attention spans are cooked. However, on this first zone setup, the centre, wing defence and goal defence all jump the line and try and guard their specific zones. Here we have a colour-coded freeze frame of the centre, wing defence and goal defence, and this is how they defend the majority of their centre passes. From this, now we're going to see New Zealand's most effective zone defence. They're going to drop back into this sort of chevron diamond shape. And here you can see the specific zones that each defender can go to, and notice how the GK can hunt those long loopy passes off to the side of the court. Now, if the Diamonds are able to work the ball down the court more and become more of a scoring threat, the Ferns are going to drop back into this box shape. Now, what this box shape aims to do is claim the centre of the court. Once the Ferns have the centre of the court, they're going to force the Aussies to make long overhead passes, and then they're going to anticipate the offense and pressure the attackers. And that's New Zealand's zone defense. Let's take a look at this game in action and see how our three defensive principles and New Zealand's zone perfectly combine. right off the bat, we're going to see a great chevron zone formation from the Ferns. They're going to control the center, force back passes and frustrate the offense. Then they're going to force a long downhill ball, anticipate the offense, and get a great tip on that ball. In this freeze frame, you can see the goalkeeper looking like prime DK Metcalf. But what else is pretty cool is the GD actually touches the ball and tries to flick it back to the goalkeeper. And if the goalkeeper had have been waiting a little bit deeper for that flick and that touch of the ball, New Zealand could have had possession there. And that flick back is actually something that we see in a lot of cricket highlights where the far outfield defender catches the ball but they're out of bounds, so they chuck it back to their help player there. And this technique can be used in netball when falling out of bounds or rebounding against a taller opponent. Some great teamwork and communication again is the GD says to the GK, I'm going to come off and go away, you can test that shot. And they get a miss and they get a rebound. Great work. Here on this play, the Ferns start in that chevron formation, and then they're going to control the center by all shifting across the court together and keeping equal spacing. Then they're going to try and anticipate the offense and try and get a touch on the ball. Here New Zealand is in a box zone. They control the center and they try and force that long ball wide. Now the GK didn't quite get hands to the ball, but she caused so much chaos that Australia made the mistake of a short pass. A short pass is when you pass the ball to a player that's just too close, which is illegal, resulting in a turnover for New Zealand. Just brilliant defense. And on this defensive play, you see that chevron to box, forcing backwards passes, controlling the center of the court, frustrating the defense, anticipating the offense with that hands over, and just constant communication. And now you can start to get an idea of just how powerful these New Zealand Ferns are. Last but not least, I think I want to touch on the efforts of this wing defense. They say in netball, a good wing defense, you don't even know that they're doing their job right because they just shut the wing attack out of the game and you just don't see them. Same thing goes for this wing defense for New Zealand. No flashy plays, just 60 minutes of the most intense defense that you've ever seen. Here we go again, big time player making a big time play. Look at this, she reads the give and go and just nearly decapitates someone. And here on this last play, she's going to make 5 defensive reads in 9 seconds. Wall, that's 1. Reads the center pass, that's 2. Comes down, looks for this pass here, that's 3. Gets a touch on the ball, hands over, that's 4. And tries to intercept that last pass, that's 5 in 9 seconds. Crazy. These Silver Ferns are just like killer whales. They're strong, beautiful, and pretty, but just like their zone defense, they do hunt in packs and they will bite your head off.